Come and celebrate with me. What was lost is found. Please be seated. This is my first time at Trinity Church in Ocean City. Am I in Ocean City? No. I used to be here in Asbury Park. So I feel like I'm visiting two shrines. This absolutely magnificent church and Bruce Springsteen. I have to say it. Big fan. Greetings from Asbury Park. My name is Father Steve Connor. I'm canon to the ordinary, so I work directly with Bishop Sally. So if you have any problem with what I do or say today, you can tell her. Well, before I became an Episcopalian and an Episcopal priest, I was a Roman Catholic. In fact, I was a Roman Catholic priest for 22 years. And during that time, I belonged to a religious community called the Paulist Fathers. And the Paulist Fathers are all over the United States. And the first stop was we went to the novitiate, which was in North Jersey near a little town called Oak Ridge, New Jersey, about an hour from the city. And there we arrived, 16 men, 22 to 39, to spend a year praying together, building community, getting to know each other. And those first few weeks were wonderful. We just told who we were, where we came from, what brought us to this point. It was great. We would gather for prayer in the mornings, and then we would have Eucharist in the evenings. And it was really about learning to live in community and be with each other. So one of the first conferences we had was the novice director brought us together and he said, all right, we're going to talk about the trials and tribulations of living in community. And the first thing I want to say to you, keep the little things little and the big things big. Okay. So a couple weeks later, the assistant novice master gave us a workshop on how community prayer was going. And as I walked into the big room, there were several of my novice mates standing in the corner whispering to each other. And so we get in the meeting and it begins. One of the whisperers raised his hand and he said, I have a very serious problem. Some of the novices are coming into the chapel and bowing and not genuflecting. If you are not genuflecting, you are not being respectful to the Eucharist. Then the bowers started defending their position. And then someone else raised his hand and he said, I also have a problem that some people during Eucharist are looking out the window at the lake. How can you possibly be praying if you're looking at the lake? And so it began. The genuflectors and the bowers, the gazers at the lake and the non-gazers. Keep the little things little and the big things big. You know, we as human beings tend to judge. We tend to put people into little boxes. It makes us comfortable. It kind of gives us a sense of security. But you know, prejudices and biases, who we love and who we hate, we have to be taught that. We are taught how to hate, how to judge. We are taught how to make people feel less than. And it comes to us by our families, by our schools, and perhaps even our religion. And it's such a hard cycle to break. Those prejudices and biases are like a quilt, and the pattern just keeps repeating generation after generation. We do it, and sometimes we don't even know we're doing it. And yet, isn't that the opposite of what Jesus taught us? Isn't that the opposite of how he lived and what he gave us? Jesus didn't exclude, he included. Jesus didn't wait for those on the margins to come to him. He went to them. He said all are welcome. Where others are saying, no, you're not allowed. No, you're not in. We end up doing this in so many different ways. We use religion as a weapon. We use religion as a way to segregate people. And when we use religion to promote political agendas, when we use religion to promote social norms that are against the gospel of Jesus, our God says no. And you know why? Because we have a really, really big God. Because sometimes we make God into our image and likeness. We make God small. We make God judgmental. We make God wrathful. In today's gospel, the Father sees the Son far off and doesn't wait for him to come. He rushes to embrace him in mercy and love. Embrace his Son who rejected him, his Son who went and squandered his life. He became a Gentile by feeding the pigs. His Father embraces him. Luke's chapter 15 is one of the most powerful gospel chapters in the Gospels. Luke chapter 15 begins with the stupid, foolish shepherd who leaves the 99 to look for one, and the woman who tears her house apart to find one simple little coin that she lost. And of course, the Father who reaches out to his Son who rejected him. What was lost is found. And you know what? All three passages, they're not just found. In all three passages, the shepherd invites those in his community to celebrate the one lost sheep. And the woman, God knows, she takes that little coin and spends it to have a party to celebrate that she found it. And the Father celebrates the Son that was lost. Come. Our God is foolish. Our God is so big. Jesus ate with those that people considered outside society's norm, sinners, the outcasts. Jesus didn't judge. Just like here at Trinity Church, all are welcome at the Lord's table. No one is excluded. And he tells the parable of the prodigal son because those in charge were challenging these meals that he had. And aren't we doing the same thing? Aren't we coming together this Sunday at this altar to break bread, to share a cup, to say, here we are all one, here we are all equal, here we are created in the image of God who is so big our minds can't even wrap our head around it. We have a big, foolish God. And I say, thank God. Because I know one thing about myself. I am a sinner. And I am in need of that merciful God who will rush down the aisle to embrace me in all of my failures, in all of my sinfulness. And so I leave you with this question. How foolish is your God? How big is your God? Amen.